Hi, in today's video we will learn how to find fractions by forming and solving simple simultaneous equations. So fractions, we know fractions has two parts, a numerator and a denominator. Any fraction if you take, it will have a numerator and a denominator. So A is the numerator and B is the denominator here. So to find fraction, we need two things, numerator and denominator. So the end of the question, we are asked to find the fraction. So whatever is to be found, we will assume that as variables. So to find fraction, we know the numerator is unknown here, the denominator is unknown here. So we will assume the numerator and denominator to be variables. Whatever is asked here, the fraction is asked. So for finding the fraction, we need to assign a variable for the numerator and a variable for the denominator. So let's read the question before we start. If 5 is added to the numerator of a fraction, it will be 2. So if 5 is added to the numerator of a fraction, that fraction will be 2. Again, if 1 is subtracted from the denominator, so from the denominator, if 1 is subtracted, it will be 1. The fraction becomes 1 when 1 is subtracted from the denominator. We are asked to find the fraction. So to find the fraction, we need two variables. Let the numerator of the fraction be x. So x is the numerator of the fraction and the denominator of the fraction be y. So this is the denominator of the fraction. So the numerator of the fraction, we are assuming it to be x, and the denominator of the fraction, we are assuming it to be y. So to find two unknown variables, we need two equations. So from the given statements, we will find out our equation. Now it is told, if 5 is added to the numerator of a fraction. Now my fraction is this, numerator by denominator. In the first statement, it says if 5 is added to the numerator of a fraction. So 5 is added to the numerator of a fraction, it will be 2. That means it becomes 2. Again, the next statement says if 1 is subtracted from the denominator, this is the fraction. If 1 is subtracted from the denominator, that means from the denominator 1 is subtracted, it will be 1. The fraction becomes 1. So the fraction will become 1. So here I have, this gives me x plus 5 is equal to 2y. That means x minus 2y is equal to minus 5. So I am taking my variables on one side and my constant on the other side. So this is my first equation. Same, when I cross multiply here, the denominator is 1 here. The denominator is 1 here also. So when I cross multiply, I get x is equal to y minus 1. Therefore, x minus y is equal to minus 1. I get my second equation. Now I have my first equation and second equation. If you see, the variable of x is 1 and the variable of x is 1 here also. So when I do addition, I will get 2x, but when I subtract, x minus x becomes 0. That means x can be eliminated. So it is better I do method of elimination here. So I am doing 1 minus 2. So this is my first equation. X minus 2y is equal to minus 5 and x minus y is equal to minus 1. This is my first equation and second equation. Now what is happening between both? We are doing subtraction. Subtraction means we have to change the signs of the terms of the second equation. So plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus, and again minus becomes plus. So plus and minus get cancelled. Minus 2y plus y is minus y. Minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4. Therefore, y is equal to 4, because minus 4 by minus 1 gives us plus 4, or minus can be cancelled here. Now substituting y is equal to 4 in 1 or 2. So I am using my first equation. X minus 2y is equal to minus 5. So x minus 2 into y, which is 4, is equal to minus 5. X minus 8 is equal to minus 5. X is equal to 5 minus 5. Minus 8 goes this side, it becomes plus 8. H is equal to plus 3. So I get my numerator as 3 and my denominator as 4. We assumed H as the numerator and y as the denominator. Therefore, my fraction is x by y, which is equal to 3 by 4. So this is my fraction. Now we will just verify it here. 3 plus 5 gives me 8. 8 by 4 gives me 2. So my equation is satisfying. 3 by 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 by 3 gives me 1. So my solution 3, 4 is satisfying both my equations. Let's see another example. Here the question says, if the sum and difference of the numerator and the denominator of a proper fraction are 14 and 8 respectively, find the fraction. So here they are asking us to find a proper fraction. In a proper fraction, the numerator will be less than the denominator. This is the definition for a proper fraction. So we will assume variables for numerator and denominator, and whichever variable is small, we will take that as numerator, and the other one we will take it as the denominator. So to find the fraction, we need two variables, one for numerator and one for denominator. So to start with, we will assume the variables. Let the numerator be x and denominator be y. So we are taking one variable x and the other variable as y. So x and y are our two variables. Now they say the sum and difference of the numerator and denominator are 14 and 8. So the sum of the numerator and denominator is 14 and the difference of numerator and denominator is 8. So sum, this is the numerator and denominator, the sum of that gives me 14. So I got my first equation, and the difference of them gives me 8. This is my second equation. It is clearly visible that method of elimination is easier because you have a plus y and a minus y. So I add 1 and 2 so that this will be cancelled and I get 2x equal to 22. 14 plus 8 gives me 22. Therefore, x is equal to 22 by 2, which is equal to 11. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 11. Next, I have to go and substitute the value of x either in first or second. Substituting x is equal to 11 in first equation, 11 plus y is equal to 14. 11 plus y is equal to 14. Y is equal to 14 minus 11. Y is equal to 3. So I got the numerator and denominator as 11 and 3. But remember, our question asked for a proper fraction. A proper fraction is the one where your numerator is smaller than the denominator. So which one is small here? y is small. Therefore, our fraction is 3 by 11, which is a proper fraction. So, let's go and check in our equation. Now, x is 11 and y is 3. 11 plus 3 gives me 14 and 11 minus 3 gives me 8. So, these values are satisfying my equation. Since they ask for proper fraction, we will put the smaller number in the numerator and the greater number in the denominator. Thank you.